Hey everybody, Timothy Bond with True Vine Publishing Company, and welcome to my masterclass. First of all, let me show off my shirt because I want you to be able to say this as well. I am a world-changing author, and that is the purpose of this masterclass. But what I want to do is just speak from my heart and speak from a place of passion and concern and care about authors like yourself, writers who have books and passions and messages to share, but there's something keeping you from taking that next step. Now, I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades, so I want you to know something. You are not alone. The things that you're dealing with, the thoughts that you're dealing with, the insecurities that you're dealing with, every reason that has kept you from moving to the next step, guess what? You're not alone. There are millions of people experiencing the same thing. It seems like every time you're ready to take that next big step, guess what? A cat dies. The roof needs to be replaced. It's time to move to a new apartment, and now I got to pay all these bills. You are not alone. And what I want to do today, I want to address 3 things. I want to address those roadblocks that keep you from taking that next step. I want to expose the excuse. The next thing I want to do is I want to help you to see what success looks like as a published author. Many times people are afraid to take the next step because they don't know every step of the roadmap. And so they're afraid to take that first step because they don't know what success looks like. They don't know what it looks like at the end of the journey. So I want to help you to develop a vision for the end of your journey. Lastly, I want to show you the True Vine way. I want to show you the way True Vine does business so that you understand how differently our process is in a way that I believe is more profitable for you as an author and makes you more successful. So first, let's talk about exposing the excuse. I want to expose the excuse that is keeping writers and aspiring writers from taking that next step. You've thought about the book. You have the book idea. Some of you have even written the book. But there's something that's keeping you from taking the next step. Now, I did a TikTok, and I talked about being a scaredy cat. Don't be a scaredy cat. A scaredy cat is afraid of 3 things. They're afraid of cash. They're always worried about the cash. Oh, I don't have the money. They're always worried about their ability. Can I write a good book? Is this book going to be good? Are people going to buy this book? So they're always worried about cash. They're always concerned about ability, and they're always scared about time. They're always talking about they don't have time for writing their book. They don't have the time to complete their book. So I want to tell you, don't be a scaredy cat. Let's address these 3 things: the cash, the ability, and the time. Now let's just be real. Most of us have come up with ways to pay thousands of dollars for things that bring us no return. Whether it's Christmas time and we buy toys, we buy cars, we buy furniture, we buy clothes, we buy jewelry, we will find the money to pay for something that we want. But for some reason, when it comes to investing in yourself, we can't find the money for that. There's never enough money for that. Well, I want to challenge you to realize that the best investment you can make is the investment you make in yourself. If you go to any major business, you'll find that they use what they call OPM, other people's money. Let's walk it out. Let's say you take out a $10,000 loan, and that monthly payment is $200 a month. But you use that $10,000 and your business makes $10,000 a month. Your business is paying for itself. You don't have to take any money out of your pocket. You're using other people's money. You're paying them back with the money that money makes, and you keep the profit. So I want to challenge you to think differently. about investing in yourself. I want you to look for ways to pay for your book project and not just see a price and then say, well, that's too much money and give up from there. There is cash out here. People are talking about, inflation. They're talking about the COVID. They're talking about every reason as to why money is not available. Guess what? Money is still available. People are still making money. So don't be a victim of the recession. Don't be a victim of COVID. You're not a victim. You have the ability to get the cash you need to be able to invest in yourself and let your book pay for itself and more. Now let's talk about the ability, okay? You have the ability to write a successful book because if it was not in you, you wouldn't have even had the idea. I want you to really process that. If this book that you want to write was not supposed to be written by you, you wouldn't have even had the idea. There are millions of people, billions of people on this earth who are not even thinking about writing a book. They have no desire to write a book. So what you've got to believe is that if the vision has come to you, it's because you can do it. You have the ability to write a successful book. You have the ability to write a book that will help people to learn from your message or be entertained by your sense of imagination if you're writing a fiction book. If you don't know exactly how to write a book, if you don't know or have no desire to actually sit down and write a book, you can still get the book written. You have ghostwriters, you have manuscript coaching. TrueVine, we provide all of that. You don't have to be the person who sits down at a desk for 10 hours writing. We can do that for you. So you have the ability. And lastly, the time. I'm sorry. We all have the same 24 hours. Every human has the same 24 hours. Everyone who's written a book probably has a job just like you, probably has family, probably has other things that come up. The only difference between a person who has written a book and a person who is claiming they don't have the time is that the person who wrote the book made the time. Most of us sit down and watch television for hours. We spend hours in traffic. Guess what? If you're in traffic, take out your phone, click on the recording app, and start talking to the recording app and start talking your book. There are so many ways that you can utilize your time more effectively to be able to write your book. Now, here's where I want to challenge you. Are you being a scaredy cat? Are you worried about where am I going to get the cash? Are you worried about do I have the ability to write a successful book? Are you worried about I don't have the time? Are these your issues? Or is the true issue belief? I want to pause on that because I want you to really think about this. Do you believe in your book? Let's imagine somebody came up to you and they said, or they drove up in a $300,000 car, all right, luxury car. They drive up and they say, hey, I just bought this luxury car. Here are all the papers. It's legit. You see that this man or woman is a legitimate, multi-billionaire, and they just want to do something nice. And they say to you, I'm going to give you this car. I just bought it for $300,000. Here's the sales receipt. But I'm going to let you buy it for $10,000. Now, of course, you don't have $10,000 on you. But what would you do to get your hands on $10,000? And how quickly would you get your hands on $10,000? I'm willing to bet that you would get your hands on $10,000 as quickly as possible. I'm willing to bet you would take out loans. You would ask friends and family. You'd do whatever it takes. So the question that we have to deal with is the problem cash? Is the problem your ability? Is the problem really your time? Or let's expose the excuse and let's deal with the fact that it's really about belief. You see, when you believe in something, when you believe that something's going to work, there's nothing that will stop you from moving forward with that. But when you don't believe, when you really don't fully believe that this thing can work, this thing has value, every possible obstacle or roadblock will cause a person to stop and turn around. And so, what I want to do is encourage you and push you to truly believe that your book has purpose. Truly believe that your book has value. Truly believe that people will buy your book. And when you believe that your book has purpose, it has value, and that people will buy it, I promise you, there's nothing that will stop you from taking that next step, finding the resources, finding the money. Don't stop at it's too much. The word expensive does not exist, because whatever you pay into your investment is just a seed of what you're going to get. Think about that. If you have an apple seed, if you believe this apple seed is so big and so humongous, I don't want to get rid of it, then you don't realize that when you put that seed in the ground, it's going to create far more apples than that one seed. And all those apples have multiple seeds as well. So one seed creates hundreds, if not thousands, of the same seed. So I want to encourage you to believe in your process, believe in your book, believe that it has value, that people are going to buy it, and that people are going to be helped by it. Now, let's talk about what success looks like, because I honestly believe that it's very hard, and I deal with this myself. It's very hard to take the next step when you don't know what the roadmap to success looks like. And I'm sorry to tell you, you're not going to see every step of the road. You're not going to see every step of the roadmap. In fact, you need to think about your success, and you need to think about your book publishing process along the lines of, if you were driving down a dark road and the only thing you can see are the headlights ahead of you. Your headlights go out about 300 feet. Do you stop driving because you can't see beyond your headlights? Or do you realize that every foot that you take extends your view? It extends your range of view. And that's the same with your book publishing process. Every step you take is going to extend your range of view. You'll be able to see more every step that you take. And yes, it may be scary. It may be scary to say, let me take out a loan, or let me do a pre-sale campaign and sell books before I've even finished the book, or let me figure out how I can find investors to help me pay for my book. But once you start doing it, you're going to find that every step of the way, you're going to see more, you're going to experience more, and you're going to realize that the path was laid out for you the whole time. Until you took that step, you never would have known it. When I started my book company, I started this company just by compiling poems that I had written over my childhood and deciding that I was going to make it a book. I wanted my book to look legitimate, so I put a company name on the back of it, True Vine Publishing Company. And after I produced that book, people began to come to me and ask me to produce their books. I never would have known, by producing that one book of poetry, that I would eventually publish books for hundreds of authors all around the world. That books that I produced would go to the smallest villages in Africa, to some of the biggest cities in the world. I never would have known that if I didn't take that step. And I want you to take that step. Take that step in knowing that once you take the first step, you're going to begin to fall into different opportunities. It happens every time, without fail. When my clients put that book out, people begin to call them. Hey, will you come talk to my group? Hey, can you come have a book signing here? It happens without fail. And it will happen the same for you. You just have to believe, and you have to take the step. What does success look like for you? Because it's not all about money. Success, I believe, comes to three things in my mind. Now, this may be different for everyone, okay? But for me, in my mind, I believe that people want three things. They want three things. They want fulfillment in life. If there's somebody that you believe is successful, most likely you have a sense that that person looks fulfilled. And to me, fulfillment is comprised of happiness. A person is happy with their life. It encompasses a person who is excited to be up, excited about the day, excited about the opportunities that are coming. They are happy. They have joy. Fulfillment also for me includes a feeling of contentment. This is a feeling that the things that I have in my life are what I want. I'm lacking for nothing. I'm content. That doesn't mean I have no ambitions. It doesn't mean that I don't want other things in life. But what it means is I'm content with my life. I'm not looking at other people. I'm not looking at the Joneses and trying to figure out how I can get what they want or what they have. I'm not looking at the grass being greener on the other side, because I know that my grass is just as green as the other person's. I know that my grass will be greener if I water it. Instead of looking at the other person's yard and thinking, man, why is their grass so green? I'm going to water my own grass and I'm going to make my grass green. And that's contentment. And lastly, I believe that people who are successful have a sense of purpose. They know that what they're doing is making a change. And by being a published author, you can experience all of those. You can have fulfillment. You can have happiness, contentment, and purpose. When I started doing TrueVine full time, I was in a career that I hated. When I went to work, my stomach literally started hurting because I hated the job. I worked for a company whose product I didn't believe in. And so I was so unhappy in this job. And now that I'm doing what I love to do, I feel content. I feel fulfilled. I feel happy. What else does success look like? I believe that people who are successful have financial security. And when you are making money, as you're selling books, there is no limit, there's no cap to the amount of money that you can make. When I wrote my first book, the realization came to me, there is no reason that you should ever be broke again. No reason. Why? Because I have a product. I have a product I can sell to anyone at any time. Nobody, I don't have to get permission. I don't have to get licensed. I can go in the middle of the street of downtown and just start selling my book if I wanted to. If I'm broke, guess what? I got a product that I can sell for $10. I can sell as many as I want, as long as I want, until I reach the goals. How much money do you want? What product do you have right now that can guarantee that you can achieve that amount? The only difference between you and the billion-dollar company, McDonald's or Coca-Cola, is a product. That's the only difference. Where is your product? What can you sell and provide for financial gain? Your book is a gold mine waiting for you, and all you have to do is take the next step. And lastly, I want to say that success is about freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do. Freedom to use your time for you. When I was working at my job, I'm going to throw a lot of references about my job, but when I was working at my job, I was spending 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, doing things to bring someone else money. I could have been using that same time to bring money to myself. Even as I do this masterclass, this is time that I'm spending for my goals, for my vision, and the results will benefit me and those things that I care about. Your book creates a platform for you to enjoy the freedom to use your time to benefit you. So let's talk about how TrueVine is different from the others, okay? There are three types of publishing companies, all right? There are three types of companies. There's your traditional publisher, there's your vanity publisher, and then there's the TrueVine way, which is we are a book production company. We are a consulting company. We work for you. Now, what's the difference? Your traditional publishers are your elite, okay? They don't look at unsolicited manuscripts. So this notion that you're going to write a great book, send it to a publisher, a traditional publisher, and they're going to publish your book is a fallacy. It is a pipe dream, because they're going to throw your manuscript in the trash no matter how good it is. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. They do not accept unsolicited manuscripts. If you want to be published by a traditional publisher, then first you're going to have to spend years finding a legitimate quality agent. That agent is going to spend years trying to find a publishing company who will accept your manuscript. And let's say after 5 years, all the planets align and you find a publisher who's going to publish your book. It's still going to take 18 months before you see that book in print. Now, with a traditional publisher, a lot of clients, authors will get what they call an advance. They'll get money in pocket. Now, if you're not a celebrity, you can forget the pipe dream of, receiving a 6-figure deal. You'll be lucky to receive $5,000 to $10,000. If you really have a strong a following and you really have a great business plan, you might get $20,000. You will not receive another dime from your book sales until the company has recouped all of its money, and then after that, you may receive 5% of every book sale. So if your book is selling for $20, for every book sale that the book company, that your publisher makes and the bookstores make, for every book sale, you'll receive 5% of $20. What's that? $1. Now, let's talk about the vanity publishers. Vanity publishers offer a cheap upfront cost. But what they don't tell you, and what you don't realize you're buying into, is they're going to control the price of your book. You'll probably get 5 to 10 books, complimentary books. And then after that, you have to buy your book from them for, if they're generous, 50% discount of the retail price that they set. What does this mean? This means if the vanity publisher decides your book is going to sell for $20, you're going to have to buy your book from them for $10. So if you go and you say, I need 1,000 books, you're going to pay them $10,000 for those books. Now, you would say, well, I'm getting 50% growth. That's great. That's a gain. You're right. You paid 10,000, you sell all 1,000, you made 20,000. Let me show you a better way. With TrueVine, what we do is we work for you. You control the price. We don't set the price and then give you a discounted rate of a retail price. What we do is we agree to a $2.10 commission on reprinted books. So if your book costs $2 to print, we add our $2.10. You're only paying $4.10 for your book. You can sell it for whatever you want. If you want to sell it for $20, then you're going to make a $15.90 profit. So let's go to that 1,000 books. With your vanity publisher, you paid $10,000 for 1,000 books. With the TrueVine process, you'll pay $4,100 for 1,000 books. With the vanity publisher, you made $10,000 profit. With TrueVine, you'll make $15,900 profit. That is the difference in the way we do it. We are set up to make you more profit. Our process is to make sure that our clients have enough inventory to make profit immediately. Now let's talk about what TrueVine can do for you. Now, I've been doing this, like I said, for 20 years almost, and I'm finding that there are a couple of things that people really need. We will help you write your book in any form. We have a weekly writer's workshop. If you're still writing your book, if you're a client of TrueVine, you have access to our writer's workshop weekly. No further charges, no extra charges. It is free. You come, and you get that assistance and that advice and that feedback to help you create your manuscript in a quicker process. We also have manuscript coaching. We will actually give you the coaching as you write your manuscript so that you understand what the next steps are. And lastly, we provide manuscript coaching and co-writing. We will actually collaborate with you as you write your book and help you actually write the book. No other company is doing that. No other company is doing that, actually getting down, rolling up their sleeves, and actually helping you write the book. We also provide consultation on marketing and sales strategies. Whatever you need, we are here to help you and get you through the process. So I hope that this masterclass has been able to help you to break through those 3 fears that you've probably been dealing with. It's not about cash. It's not. There are so many ways for you to get the cash to invest in yourself. And remember, whatever you spend, it is a seed compared to the harvest that you're going to receive. So remember that. It's not about cash. It's not about ability. We can help you with that. And remember, you wouldn't even have the idea of writing this book if it wasn't something that you could do. And it's not about time. We all get the same 24 hours. It's about belief. Believe you can do this. At the bottom of the screen, you've seen my information scroll. You can set an appointment today to talk to me so that we can go over how we make your book successful and get you over that hump and move into the next step. Because I know that you want to make this book happen. I know that. I believe it. But you've had some fears. Let TrueVine help you get to that next step. I promise you, I cannot help you until you let me in, but once you let me in, I'm not going to let you fail. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.